Introducing Panasonic's air conditioning solutions for senior living facilities. Featuring Panasonic's world-class ECOi variable refrigerant flow systems.
We noticed a huge increase in the trend of the senior living facilities, in specific with memory care, acute care, and independent living.
Senior living industry is growing in Florida at a very rapid pace. Growing, we hear about 10,000 people per week.
From my point of view, the support is beyond measure. You know, I don't get that kind of support from other manufacturers, and I've been doing this for a long time. My biggest plus is it's easier. It is so much easier to operate. The technical support is hands down the best.
It has outperformed. I look at some of our warranty calls that we get on a lot of our other buildings versus this building, and the warranty calls have been very minimal.
The 3 years that I've been here, maybe 2 service calls, and one of them was a snake got into the system and fried the circuit board.
What we offered was substantial savings with copper, and what that meant to the mechanical contractor was thousands of dollars of savings over copper, and we were able to reduce their first cost of that material and also labor.
Lots of variances that happen from one space to the next space, from one size room to the next size room. That's the other thing, is some of the rooms can range from a studio to a 2-bedroom, and the comfortableness needs to keep up. The unit needs to keep up with the size of the space as well.
In an assisted living facility, you have a whole varying degree of people who need different things all at the same time.
So with the heat recovery option, it gives you the flexibility of having simultaneous heating and cooling. So one tenant may be in cooling operation and the very next person next door can be in heating operation. So you can offer that flexibility with the heat recovery type of system.
From the very beginning, we got a job site visit, went through every question that we could possibly have, helped us install the program in our computer so we could figure out our piping schedule. Really, everything that we needed, they supplied, and plus they were there on the phone when I needed them and I had a question.
In the state of Florida, given our extreme heat, our extreme humidity, having the ability to run those systems at different levels when the different need comes is extremely important, as well as for the residents' need. Some like it really warm, depending upon what their ailments are, and some might need it normal temperature to both you and I.
Panasonic's been excellent. If any problems that I had, if I needed, or if I had a question of thermostat issues or why is the system not operating, so they've been right on the money.
Well, with this particular project being a 24-story existing hotel building, a big limiting factor for us was the ceiling heights of 8'6" floor to floor. So the difficulty is, how do you air condition that?
The height of the building was very critical. The slab-to-slab height was a little over 8 foot, which meant you didn't have much room to include any equipment. So what Panasonic offered was a slimline model, was less than 8 inches height, and that allowed them to keep the overall volume of the room, and you didn't really notice that the air handler was there.
So what you're seeing here is a finished living unit that consists of about 560 square feet of total living space. One of the most important features of the VRF system was sound. Obviously, we're dealing with 560 square feet. We have a main living area, and just off that is the bedroom area. So when we designed the system, sound was a major factor. With our VRF units, we're only operating about 20 to 23 dB. From a control perspective, each individual unit has a 7-day programmable thermostat that is communicating with our indoor air handling unit, and it's controlling all the temperature, which includes cooling, heating, but also it's controlling the time of day and the scheduling. We have many tenants here that are going to be coming here on vacation, only staying 3 or 4 months of the year, so they're able to set the temperature back and actually save a tremendous amount of energy from doing that rather than having it continuously occupied all the time. So each one of these thermostats is communicating with our central controller, which is located on the main floor of this building. That central controller is monitoring all aspects of control of this particular space. It's looking at the temperature, it's looking at the set point, it's looking at what the indoor unit and how it is responding to the temperature command. And it will promptly alert all maintenance, engineering staff that's here on any problems that may be occurring that maybe the tenant doesn't even know about. One of the really neat things about this particular device is that it's completely web enabled. So regardless of where we're at, who wants to be monitoring this project, it has web enabled on board that will allow the owner to have complete control from wherever they are. The panel consists of individual power supplies and also individual isolated fans that are allowing, that's actually going to induce airflow up through the units in order to prevent these units from overheating. In this particular climate down here in Florida, obviously heat is a factor, and so what we want to do is we want to make sure that the electronics are continually ventilated in order to prevent any premature failures that we may have with the equipment. What you're looking at here is well over 300 tons of VRF installed on this level of the roof. The units that are on the roof serve the 7th through the 24th floor, and we did that on purpose. We broke the systems up so we didn't actually have the efficiency loss of having all of them on the roof with the extreme long refrigerant lines. Secondly, what we did is we did it for space in order to maximize the space on the project. So as we go along here, and Bob can tell you more about it. Bob, looks like we had, how much pipe did we have on this job?
We got close to 10 miles of pipe
10
in
miles.
this building alone.
Wow.
The biggest challenge was the layout to get all of this refrigerant piping into one shaft and feed the floors. The layout was critical. It worked out beautifully. You can see we came out through the bottom of the units to keep it clean. Works out real well.
I tell you, from an aesthetics point of view, it's one of the cleanest jobs I've ever seen. I really like how you guys came up through the bottom of the units. That way we don't have large bins. You kept everything in the middle, and you created sort of a piping corridor through the middle, which made for a really nice, clean aesthetic project.
To be honest with you, Panasonic is pretty easy to work with. Don't have any complaints. To me, they're architecturally pleasing. They really stand out. I don't have any kind of issue with them. The piping was easy to do, and as long as you follow the directions, you can't go wrong.
I think what makes Panasonic different, and myself I'd like to think, is we care. We care about what's going to happen with the project. We care about the success of the owner, and in particular the end user. These people who are going to live here, deserve to have a very comfortable environment and control over the environment, and that's what Panasonic's providing with this type of solution.
It is, I would say, about 5-star hotel basically for seniors. We all age in. My two partners in the mid-70s, so we decided that we want to do something right for seniors, treat them with respect and dignity.
Every floor has been all the way down to the concrete. We replaced the plumbing, the electrical, and of course the air conditioning system. We decided to go with Panasonic.
Of course, money talks. I mean, the price, it has a major draw for any developer to reduce the cost. However, the reliability in this case overcomes the price, although all of the above received all the good check marks. I'm extremely, really happy working with Heather and all the other people that Panasonic sent to our direction from headquarters. Really nice people to work with. A product that's excellent and efficient and well priced.
Dealing with Panasonic has been a pleasure. Heather is right on top of everything. Bill has been there with any kind of questions we've ever had. He's come down a couple of times to explain things to us, even for startup, and I have no issues. It's actually been a a easy install because the questions are answered.
As a matter of fact, we are cutting foundation in 2 months for the phase 2 of our project as a natural progression for seniors, which our phase 1 of our project is independent living facilities. It's for more active and healthy seniors. The next phase of our project, phase 2, it's more assisted living, memory care, and will be a medical office building. I believe that because of what we have seen so far, the system, the way it works, the installation, I believe that we should go, and we've already made the decision. We are going with Panasonic for the phase 2, for sure.
Panasonic.